get it.
Well, the Flashlucks fans are definitely feeling about as live as the team has looked right now.
Yeah, I think the cheer that I mostly heard was actually just for Fleta specifically, which is understandable.
Yeah, you know, he's got a lot of fans.
Definitely some Gamsu fans in here as well.
Yeah.
The former League pros, OGN Overwatch, is playing an amazing Winston tonight, and I really have to keep giving him credit because he's playing a much better Winston than Modern. His Primal Rage use has been much more conservative. He's always got it paired there with Twighlight's Nano. Twighlight's teasing us with the Sombra. Probably play it on point B more than the point A. Not as many health packs to work with here on the first point.
Opraochi. But it seems like actually Opraochi is going to be sticking with this.
Yeah, he's going to play it for real.
All right, so Twighlight swaps back over onto the Ana, so it's actually going to be this pseudo-quad DPS with the Torbjorn coming through. SleepyBear over on Soldier Asher on that Tracer, and then Architect on the Genji. So really aggressive composition here from the side of Conbox Spirit. Can be easily punished, maybe not by the likes of Flashlucks, who've been having wavering performances so far in this set and in the season, but if they can open up, especially get that Torbjorn taken down early on, then that could give them a big window to get onto the point.
What interesting with the approach with Soldier on attack here. Obviously, you're going to have the low ground disadvantage when you do this against SleepyBear here, but he does actually give up that position. Weeso just kind of a one-trick diva tonight, trying to make it work this time. So Opraochi is already getting the kill on Kisu with a left click, I believe, and this is just a disastrous first push. They're going to have to reset. Weeso does get the kill onto Architect at least.
They find one, but getting shut out two there, especially having Kisu go down, is going to be pretty damning for them. And it's not like Architect didn't pick up much. I mean, he still had over 50% on that Dragon Blade. Weeso was jumping off the side there, Fleta following suit. So they give up on that push, not even going to really step onto the point once at all. Bale still hovering around in the back.
Basically the Lemmings reset where everyone just rocks and jumps off the side.
Look at this Tracer build right now. 30% for Vale on that pulse.
I know, it's pretty pitiful. It's like, it's actually a lie too. The top said 30, but the bottom said 29. What does it mean?
We're being lied to.
Yeah. Well, he's going to look for a flank here. He's laid low for so long, they actually think they can do this. They get the pick on Asher. SleepyBear is the target here. He's already immediately dropped down his biotic field, though. And Vale just can't get the pick 1v1 there even. Not a good sign here for the duels. Flashlucks does find an angle here, though, on the high ground from the outside.
He was really low. Gamsu, though, going to be the recipient of that nano boost. Gets taken out immediately. Vale finds him. Discord coming through from Kisu just makes him a very prime target, and they actually spill their way in onto the point.
Oh, the turret survived a little bit longer there. The Molten Core popped here. Opraochi is doing work.
Yeah, he's trying to pick off where he can. Architect did take out Kisu. So that sound barrier come through from Unis. They try to stick onto the point. Looks like they will just have this cap. Last second contest does come through there from Asher as he just dashes in, but recalls off immediately. So surprisingly, Flashlucks do get this cap, and that's going to be a very nice one for them. Don't have too many ultimates in the bank at the moment to try to really snowball this in for the second point, but 6 minutes to work with is going to be very good for them. Yeah. They need every single second, every minute that they have on that clock.
The key really was Gamsu got the nano boost, but he didn't actually pop his Primal Rage. We were talking about how it's good he waits really long oftentimes to pop that, but this time just a little bit too slow on the draw. Died before he could actually use it. If he had used that there, they would have lived a lot longer and perhaps would have been able to mount the defense with the turret being replaced. But as it is, Flashlucks just looking to do some eco shoves here and grab some percentage. Ash looking for the pick here. It could be a double. Oh, the Transcendence is used to save him.
Yeah, they draw it out, but that means that it's not going to be up really for the push in onto the point, so they go ahead and they draw that one out. Primal Rage now going to be used by Gamsu. Still has the Discord Orb, but still going to be very tanky with all of that HP. They try to get a bit of damage through in onto him as Fleta sprints away. Very angry scientist chasing him down. Makes it out safely, but that push gets taken out yet again here from the side of Flashlucks. Can't find much.
Vale is playing with fire right now, just wants to build up another pulse bomb, but this has just been a dominant defense here from Conbox once we get to the second point. And the switch is on. Opraochi going to be on the more normal Lucio here.
The thing is, they do have, because they have so much time, like they can't afford these eco pushes, they just need to not be using so much. So having actually Kisu force out the Transcendence is really big for Conbox Spirit. So that's a nice takeaway, but Flashlucks still do have plenty of time that they can use to just work back in, try to build up these ultimates and go for that all-in shove.
Yeah, you can think of a move like that as basically just time burned off the clock, and they do have, Transcendence halfway built up again, but this is so annoying as they just try to poke their way forward. Wondering if we'll see Twighlight switch actually onto the Sombra. He's going to drop down the Nano onto Architect here. How many can he get? He's in perfect position here in the hallway. He's doing so much damage. Doesn't get them very many kills, but so much damage was done.
Yeah, he finds Kisu, but that sound barrier coming through from Unis really just helps absorb all of that damage coming through. He was taken solo, had the dash out to safety, didn't get a heal, and was taken down in the end. So only that single pickup coming through for Architect. He's actually going to change things up now, bringing out the Widowmaker, and already finds a hit. Takes out Fleta on that high ground.
And I'll tell you, Fleta not expecting that one. Just wanted to wait for SleepyBear to lose his defense matrix there to drop the... Just a one-off.
Wow. All right, well, can afford that swap because he didn't have any ultimate built up.
Well, he wanted to... What Fleta wanted to do was break that Diva mech so that he could drop the attack visor to look for several picks there, but just killed immediately, cut down in his prime, and yet again, these small edges, the wasted ults for Conbox don't mean as much when Flashlux has to constantly reset. Fleta still has, of course, that attack visor. Weeso actually going to aggressively look for perhaps a self-destruct here. Not a good angle.
See the majority of the team wraps around the backside here. Pulse bomb from Asher! Finds the stick, it's Fleta and Kisu. He does it yet again. Second time we've seen that from him. Once on Ilias, now on Hanamura. This lines it up perfectly, and again, every single time you get those multiple picks, it just buys you so much time off of the enemy time bank. So Asher doing some solid work there.
I mean, I feel like Weeso definitely out of position for that one, and he's just been so heavily harassed, and he's been actually really, really aggressive. Part of the reason why that happened is because he didn't have Team Matrix, because he was being aggro, as he's doing a little bit right now. Every time you use a Defense Matrix energy like this, though, you're not going to have to defend your teammates when things get bad. Gonna look for a
shove
big
out.
Shove, yeah, not going to drop something. Wants to wait to pair that with the rest of his team.
Yeah, they didn't get the Primal Rage out of Gamsu, still fighting on the backside there. Modern, popping his Primal Rage as well, jumps down in onto the point alongside Weeso. Trying to build this up.
Nano.
Yeah, comes through in onto Architect, draws out that blade. Can he find it? Fleta already going down as Gamsu finishes him off, dashes down in behind, finds Kisu, gets rid of Unis that last slash. And Flashlux are just yet again going to be halted, not able to get pretty much any percentage build up for them.
And basically everything was used for them too. Fleta actually not now having the attack visor anymore. He's going to have to build that. He has 100 seconds of time to work with to maybe get one more, but the delayed Weeso respawn now, all these things so frustrating as Architect is just looking to farm up another one here. Modern with a switch over actually to the Reinhardt. They're going to make a stairway push here this time, perhaps try to get an Earth Shatter. It just feels like desperation at this point.
Yeah. I mean, it's just percentage at a time every time the shurikens go through from Architect. So already at 42% for another Dragon Blade. A couple ultimates are here for the side of Flashlux, but it's really going to be delay tactics, the self-destruct, the sound barrier coming through for them. But already Fleta actually off-screen going to get taken down by the Biotic Grenade as Twighlight finishes him off.
Oh, it's so disastrous. Oh, looking for another pick here. Not actually going to get it this time. Modern actually falls off the side as they have to reset. Another desynced respawn here. Looking for the pick on the Veil, and Asher's going to help get it with the Biotic Grenade to help finish things off. And I mean, what else can you ask for here for Conbox? Desyncing the spawns once again, this time with the Tracer. And 40 seconds left. They're going to have to go for a Hail Mary. They're not going to have the attack visor. They're not going to have that Earth Shatter they were looking for. They're going to have a self-destruct and a Nano, and that's about it. Sound barrier too.
Yeah, I mean, you're nearly looking at 6 ultimates here on the side of Conbox. So this is going to be just such dangerous territory for them.
Okay, here we go. There's the big attempt.
Pulse bomb thrown down. Finds Kisu, can't quite get another double kill, but still gets rid of that Ana. So no threat of that Nano boost coming through. Sound barrier thrown down by the likes of Flashlux as they try to spill in onto the point, trying to desperately get some percentage here for themselves. Won't find much to. So far, Twighlight goes low veil, trying to finish him up. Biotic Grenade keeps him alive. Meanwhile, on the other side of the fight, Fleta and Modern have both been taken out.
Gamsu held on to that Primal Rage. He still has it here as a huge delay tactic. And looks like he won't need it.
Yeah, he's not going to need it. They go ahead, they finish off the team. Nobody alive to get back onto the points. The hold at point B, not a single percentage coming through from the side of Flashlux on that point. Surprisingly fast take on point A. Conbox Spirit, they went with a very interesting strategy, going with the Torbjorn with the Ana, and then having the triple DPS on top of that. They got punished very quickly, did suffer for it, but they are able to hold on. Now just need that 33% on point B to take this set into 3-0.
Yeah, and it looks very likely they'll be able to do so. Now they're working with their play style. This is exactly Conbox's very strongest composition, the heavy dive, the attack. And I've been watching Gamsu all the time in these big aggressive team fights, and if he has the nano, he just doesn't Primal Rage, and he saved the Primal Rage even to the last second there. As Flash looks just, everything they were doing, it just felt like they just threw even the kitchen sink in. Like, Weeso's self-destruct wasn't paired with anything, it was at a bad angle, and Vale dropped down a Pulse Bomb, it didn't really do much for them either. Just trying to find this angle, whereas Architect is never targeted, never harassed. Don't think we're actually going to see SleepyBear on the Genji this time, but it would be fun to see, I suppose.
Very different, very big change of pace for him. But it seems like Modern's actually going to be going forward with this Reinhardt, so Flash Lux maybe looking to go ahead and play forward at the choke in doorway and just try to hold the ground there. But Conbox, depending on what they operate with, they could just wrap around the left-hand side or just dive straight past that Reinhardt, who just struggles so heavily with these side comps.
As mentioned before, Gamsu's played purely Winston so far in Season 3, whereas Modern has definitely played a lot more Ryan. Still mostly the Winston, but I suppose he feels more comfortable here on the defense of point A. See if this will get broken early by Conbox. See if Asher's going to commit to this. Looks like he will. SleepyBear on the Tracer. See if he can get the snipes. It's going to be tough with the Reinhardt shield, but he could get an angle.
Techno spotting it. That's going to be the swap back through onto the Genji. Asher popping up. Doesn't find anything yet. Gonna move forward here. It's a nice body shot in onto Fleta. Suffers a little bit of damage from those Helix rockets, but otherwise definitely wins out on that exchange. It's just going to be spilling over into that right-hand flank. Already something in onto the point. Looks like it's going to be Architect there on that Genji, just getting that cap rolling through. Nearly has the first tick as Flashlights suddenly realize this and they start spilling back in onto the point to try to get that contest coming through. Weeso goes low though, will get popped out of the mech and should be taken out rather swiftly as he does. Comes up with a kill. Now SleepyBear just operating around into that backside flank, just taking him out where he can. Finds Modern, and it's just going to be basically the team wipe coming through as Unis and Fleta desperately try to retreat. But if they go down, if they find these kills, this could very well spill over into a big snowball for the likes of Conbox Spirit.
He very well could have, and the funny thing about this is Flash looks looked like they were so ready to give it up at the beginning there, and it was totally owned by Conbox Spirit. SleepyBear, we haven't seen him play the Tracer yet today, it was Asher, but in this case he played very well. And then Flash looks came in at the last second, almost desynced their spawns so badly that it could have been a double cap. This feels like they're really not coordinated tonight. Now Asher with a perfect position to look for some picks here. No one even threatening him at this moment in time. Already looking for the pick here onto Kisu. Will get it. And Dragon Blade's popped off here. Architect needs to clean this up.
Yeah, I mean, we just see Architect dashing around in the backside of the fight this entire time as we see it through the eyes of Asher on that Widowmaker. They just swipe right through him, 33%. They got it in, all of it, I believe 38 seconds, something like that on the clock. They're able to pick it up. They pick up Hanamura, the 3-0. And Conbox Spirit, they go ahead, they advance their score to a +1.
Well, you've got a player like SleepyBear playing off roles, kind of, switching into the Tracer, and he's destroying you. I mean, that's the problem in itself. Just in terms of these two teams, the Winston play was much better. The Tracer